I am live. Yay! Hello, my beautiful friends. It has been a minute since I have done a live on my YouTube channel, but it is World Breastfeeding Week officially. And I thought, let me jump here and chat about what that means to me, because I have so many fellow mamas, clearly my soul subscribers here in this community. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, it'll be brief, to chat with you guys about my experience, because it is very different. My experience with Kai, who's 5.5, and my experience with Naya, who is now 9 months. So I am still breastfeeding Naya. Thankfully, we have been able to make it 9 months in. And I will say this. So for those of you who don't know, if you're new to my channel, I'm actually a certified lactation counselor. So if you are looking for information on how to successfully breastfeed your little one, you can search in my playlist, breastfeeding, and you will find several videos that pop up for you. But I want to share this because I haven't actually posted about my breastfeeding journey with Naya. So this is news. So with Kai, it was such a beautiful and easy experience. And in hindsight, I am so freaking grateful that it was that smooth, because I have a juxtaposition with my experience with Naya, my youngest, which reminded me that it is not always like this. And a lot of parents a lot of mamas feel frustrated, they feel overwhelmed, they feel exhausted, and they feel hopeless. And a lot of moms give up. And I felt that. And I'm a certified lactation counselor. So I have the information, I have the strategies, I have the tools, I have the tips. And even with that, I still felt like this is too much. So I wanted to share just a bit about that journey and what shifted for me, in hopes that it might help you along your journey too. If you're struggling, or if you're a soon-to-be mama and you plan on breastfeeding and you are aware that a lot of mothers sometimes struggle with this and need a lot of support. So again, with Kai, it was really this beautiful experience, and it was smooth sailing. And we nursed until about 14 months, which was great. And there came a day where he just didn't come to me anymore. It was literally like Mother's Day. I think he walked on that day, and then he also decided he was a big boy and he didn't want to nurse anymore. And so I was like, okay, we're done. I was ready. But with Naya, it started off really brutal. It started off with a lot of pain, and I know how to remedy this with like positioning and looking and assessing her to see like what might be off in her oral structures that would maybe contribute to the pain. And it got to the point where it was like nipples were bleeding and cracked. And I remember thinking, how did we get here? Like, how did we get here with what I know and how things went the first time around? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me that like we would be struggling like this. And this was probably like 3-4 weeks in, and it got to a point where both of us were miserable. And I psychologically was in a place where it was just, my body would tense up every time it was time to nurse her, because the pain was so excruciating. And I thought, like, this isn't good for either of us. And so there was probably about a week where I supplemented with formula. I was like, okay, you've got to try something different. But my daughter's like, I want nothing to do with the bottle. I don't care for pacifiers. I don't want the bottle. I want you. And we're going to figure this out. And so looking back, I was like so grateful for my awareness around the work I've done with energetics. Because had I not been aware of how energy works and how huge that plays in the mother-baby dyad of breastfeeding, I may have given up. Because strategies alone can sometimes fall flat. And when that happens, I truly believe it's the energetic component that makes a difference. And so I started making these tweaks. in our routine and how we were showing up and how we were going about implementing the strategies and when the sessions would take place, and really taking note of where my energetic state was and where her energetic state was, and making these tweaks with energetics in mind. And things started shifting. And I thought, holy crap, I need to document this. I need to document this because this is going to change the game for so many moms who are just given the strategy piece and they feel frustrated because that alone is not working for them. It's not working. It's like maybe it's helped in a very minor fashion in one form or another, but overall the picture is not changing. And so I started documenting this, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to put together a masterclass. And I did this back in January. So Naya had to have only been a couple of months old because I saw a significant shift in the trajectory of our journey together for the better. And so I did this masterclass, and it was all about how to harmonize both the energetics and the strategy pieces to have a successful long-term breastfeeding journey, if that's what you desire. And it was so powerful. It was so impactful. I want to say there was probably 60, 70 women on that live. And I have this piece now, and I'm going to drop this masterclass. It's $33. It's a really great price. I'm going to drop it in my description box. If you desire to learn more or deepen your knowledge on how energetics and strategy can come together to have a really beautiful impact for you and your little one on your breastfeeding journey. So I'll put that in the description box below. But I just wanted to come on here and speak to this because as a lactation counselor, I did not learn about the energetics piece, or it wasn't really a consideration. You know, we were given a lot of strategies, a lot of beautiful tools, but if you are not in the right frame, if your baby is not in the right state, the strategy pieces can be very ineffective. And so I think that this is the best of both worlds. And I'm grateful because with this formula, we've been going 9 months strong, and it's become so much easier. I mean, there gets to be a point with your child's oral motor development and, you know, the ease in which, like anything, practice makes perfect or makes great, right? And so once you get to a place where your little one's oral motor development is sufficient enough to transfer milk with ease, and they don't have something anatomically that's stopping them from doing that, they've had enough repetition and opportunities to really like nail that, then it does get easier. And your kid can breastfeed upside down, sideways while dancing. They can turn their head in 360s. Like, it's a whole circus, as you know, right? But there's a window in which where you're both learning, and it's a dance. It's a dance. And we have strategy that comes in, and sometimes that's enough. But when it's not enough, we've got to consider the energetic piece, and the two together will help give you that space, you know, that window of time in which you can breathe and be calm, your baby can breathe and be calm, and you guys can work and play and kind of come into harmony together so that this dance and this flow is really aligned for the both of you and you both feel good. So that is what that masterclass is all about. I wanted to come on here. What is on my mouth? This is great. I've been speaking live with something on my mouth, and I can't see comments, guys. So I like was playing with this, and I didn't come in through StreamYard, which I should have done because then I could see your comments next time, I promise. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates with you, how you're doing, what your breastfeeding journey has been looking like, if you've started, if you're planning on it. If there's anything I could add to this conversation to just help you along the way. If you have questions for me, let me know. Feel free to check out that playlist. But I want to send you so much love. And also, I want to remind you, as a lactation counselor, however you choose to feed your baby is so beautiful. Okay? Like, I know it can feel as if there's a lot of societal pressure in terms of what is best, you know, and what everyone else is doing, and what your mom did, and what your neighbor's doing, what your friend down the street's doing. But look at me when I tell you whatever is best for you is going to be what's best for your baby. And this is so much in alignment with the energetic piece. So if you get to a point where you're like, this just is not for me, own that, be okay with that, accept it fully, and do what's going to work best for you and your little one. Because ultimately, mama, if you feel good and your mental state is that of joy and happiness, and it gives you the space to show up fully for your little one and not feel resentment or exhaustion or overwhelm or just disappointment and sadness, good for you. Like, your kid needs you to be the best you. And so whatever that looks like is beautiful for you, whatever it looks like. This is just if you desire not to give up, but that the things that you've learned thus far, the strategies you have, it's not making a big enough difference for you, and you're still struggling and you want to make this work, then this is what I recommend for you. I totally recommend my Harmonized Masterclass that I will drop in the link below. So I want to send you so much love. Happy World Breastfeeding Week. I hope you and your little one are doing well. You're healthy, you're happy, and I'm excited to see you on the next live. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.